has the best album cover? Besides Molly Hatchet, let me see.
How many people say like Jane Doe?
I mean, other than Spinal Tap, Smell the Glove?
Cannibal Corpse.
Cannibal Corpse.
Cannibal Corpse.
Cannibal Corpse.
Cannibal Corpse has the best album covers.
Judas Priest British Steel album cover. I feel like that is probably like the embodiment of heavy metal, since it's just the razor blade with the Judas Priest logo on it. It's got the sense of like self-endangerment that heavy metal is about. The fact that like it's something that like looks cool but could also hurt you.
So like for me, like Dan Seeger is one of my favorite album cover artists of all time. He has like this super otherworldly quality to it, and there's no one that really like looks like him. I think people have maybe tried to emulate his style or borrow certain elements of his style. Yeah, Effigy of the Forgotten is amazing. Gateways to Annihilation. I don't know, just pick any Seagrave album cover, they're all sick.
I've gone through so many shirts of this album cover that just got worn out from overuse, but Cannibal Corpse Butchered at Birth. I saw that design before I had ever actually listened to Cannibal Corpse. I was like, this looks so fucking cool that I need to listen to them, and that I wound up falling in love with the band. I remember wearing that on public transportation, and all, like people seeing the shirt, and like you could see it, they see it out of the corner of their eye at first, and they take a good look at what it is, and they're like, oh my God.
Man, that's a tough one. It really is. I'm like running through. Oh, I got it. I think Sad Wings of Destiny by Judas Priest is probably one of the sickest album covers ever, man. You know, it has a somber vibe to it. You know, there's like that angel, and it just looks really cool.
Well, everybody knows Iron Maiden had the best album covers. You know, probably Killers is one of the best album covers of all time. I remember buying Killers. I didn't even know who Iron Maiden was, and I bought it because of the album cover. You know, you went into a record store and just browsed around. You know, that's how you found music.
Early Cannibal Corpse, all of their record covers are the best. And you know exactly what you're getting into. Hopefully they make placemats for the merch someday, so you can sit there eating a bowl of spaghetti, and when you're done with it and it's a see-through plate, you can see this face that has just got done eating spaghetti as well. Don't steal my idea.
Well, probably one of those Maiden records, right? Maybe the original 6661 Eddie Monster thing, right? I don't think you can really get more iconic necessarily. I mean, being like somebody that was, you know, a little kid growing up when those records came out, like that record, that looked different from other shit that was out. You know, like now other bands are influenced by it, but when that first came out with the fucking Eddie Monster, you're like, I was like, before kids could have porno, that was like a porno cover. You're like, I shouldn't be listening to this, but let's do it.
There's a more recent one that I just love, and it's Thundercat Drunk. It's just really iconic. It's different, and just the expression on his face is amazing. And then on a more classic level, I mean, Aladdin Sane, you know, that's just, again, really iconic. I love that it's minimalist, like it's mostly white and then just this, you know, streaks of color.
I love Violator by Depeche Mode. Like, that record cover is perfect to me. But there's so many that I'm like in love with, for sure. Violator came right to the head, so I'm not upset with that answer at all. So I'm just gonna stop there. Violator.
Cannibal Corpse, Tomb of the Mutilated, I think it's another one of those time capsule things. You know, I really like the gore aspect of death metal, and that was one of the things that resonated with me like massively when I was first getting into it. So Tomb of the Mutilated definitely scared the pants off me as a kid.
Tusk by Fleetwood Mac, because they have like that really cool, it's like sort of like an image of them on like a ceiling, and it's like sort of flipped, like mirrored. I know it might be like, you know, a boomer response, but I really enjoy Fleetwood Mac.
You know, I've always been drawn to like Def Leppard album covers, like Pyromania. You know, I think it is like very haunting. There's like a fear element and like this kind of like threat of like imminent violence. It's also very beautiful.
Anything Raymond Pettibone did in the 80s, my favorite would be the artwork for My War. It's just such a powerful image. It's super simple. I think it's a boxing glove with a knife punching. I think it's Hitler in the face. So you can't go wrong there.
I don't know, man. Probably like Cannibal Corpse, because they have the craziest covers. Butcher at Birth, Tomb of the Mutilated. Pretty much all of them are insane. Yeah, Cannibal Corpse has the best album covers.
Best album cover of all time is Nothing's Shocking, Jane's Addiction.
Why?
It just is.
Hybrid Theory is the coolest album cover, but I will say the process in which they got the baby in the pool for Nirvana's was, because remaking it, we had to like read about that process, and I was like, holy shit. And then not to mention, we have Photoshop and all this cool shit. That wasn't a tight font. They had to like go through a whole process, create, and it was just like, oh my God. So I've always loved that cover, but after doing this, that's hands down one of my favorite covers ever. But do I select that over Hybrid Theory is the question. Nope.
At least to me, the greatest album cover ever is Cannibal Corpse's Live Cannibalism, because that cover fucked my mind. I mean, it just, like, I could stare at that 4 hours in, like, disgust, in shock, in awe, and then in fascination. Just, that was definitely an album well, actually not just an album, but that was a band that I would listen to more because I would put them on and just literally almost like take apart the art as I was listening to the music, and it just got me so much more into it.
I really love the vinyl cover of Salome by Marriages. I think it's really beautiful. It's like, it's really haunting, and I have that like right in my living room. So it's like the first thing I see.
The album cover for Indecision's Unorthodox. Indecision's one of my favorite bands. You know, I loved hardcore sonically, but like I couldn't necessarily, you know, connect with some of like the like harder, tougher stuff in New York City. But then Indecision came along and they were kind of just like questioning religion and more, you know, more things that were like tangible in my life. And I think that record cover really kind of drew me in.
Physical Graffiti by Led Zeppelin. It's just brilliant. It's just brilliant what they did. And of course, it's got to be the vinyl version of it. You have all these windows, you have a different scene going on in every window. The scene changes depending on how you move the inner sleeve. It's an interactive cover, and it works as a piece of art.
It's always going to be the Black Sabbath first record to me. But that's going metal. I mean, there's so many great record covers, but I will go with that. That's one of the most important records to me as a kid, just because of what that woman, that witchy woman, did to my imagination, along with, where is she? Is that around the corner? I lived 20 miles out of Manhattan growing up, but still there was a lot of like secluded areas that, hey, that picture could have been taken. How did I know it was taken in, like, you know, the UK? I didn't know as a kid. And that was in my mom's record collection. We were at my mother's and she was making breakfast. She's flipping pancakes. She goes, my name is Lucifer. Please take my hand. And my Abigail, my now wife, looked at me like, you know, silent. I was like, oh yeah, she loves Sabbath. That first Sabbath record was like, this woman just took my little mind on a journey.